and welcome back to Finders Beepers History Seekers on quite a different kind of explore today. There will be grandeur, but there will be wreckage. The stories this place has got is unbelievable, including one that you will just think, oh my lord, that is in my lifetime, and it's quite an important part of history now for us and everybody else. But this building would have been so good, but now it is so dangerous, and the outside of it just looks amazing. I can't wait to show you. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be slightly different, like I said. I might even put some old photos in of this place. I normally do that on the behind the scenes videos, but I just think this place needs talking about before it's gone forever, which is not going to be very long. I've not even been inside yet, but I know, just looking at this, I might not come back out. Right, this is the Palace of Minetta, or Minetta Villa, and it is amazing when you actually look up close. In fact, I'll show you some of the bits on it now. Right, starting at the front door, moving up above that window, probably my favourite bit, favourite detail. Look at him, sat above there. Now, this place has got history of very dark history. It's also, like I said, got some bits that you wouldn't expect linked to our lifetimes. But the place itself is unbelievable. If you look at if I go a bit closer, it's a bit hard to film, if I'm being honest, because there's all these trees. If you look at the details, just in places that aren't really that important either. And the balconies, just how it is in general. It's just a wonderful building. Now, this place was built in the mid-1800s. I haven't got an exact date. I know when the guy that built it was born, but I can't seem to find an exact date of when it was built. But yeah, it was round about the 1830s, 40s, I think, from what I can work out. But boy, has it seen some history since then. Now, looking at, like I say, the work round the windows and doors and outside, I've got to be very careful because, oh, there's a lizard down there. Little lizard just crawling away through there, look. I don't know if you can see him. There he goes, look. That's cool. Anyway, underneath there is a hole down to the cellar, and I keep seeing him, like, near the windows, look. There's bits that drop down. Now, I don't know how big these cellars are, but I still don't want to fall down. But yeah, if you look up, you've got faces watching you everywhere. They seem to be all over, which is pretty cool. And look, you used to have that big bit that went over the outside there and little bits that lifted up to let the air in. Now, normally, if a building was in the state that this one looks like it's in, I would generally walk away or maybe put it in the behind the scenes video or something like that. This place has just got so much history and so much backstory, and it's such an amazing building. It seems sad not to include it, so that's why I am. But we'll start off at the beginning. 1800s, this place was built for a politician. Now, this politician was a dodgy politician. He lived in Genoa, which is maybe 40 minutes, an hour drive from here, not that far, about an hour, I think. And he was a very, very important politician to do with the navy and the sea around there, because obviously Genoa is one of the biggest ports in Italy. Very, very important port. But that power went to his head. Now, this is what I mean. I've just not been looking at what I was doing. There's a hole down there, just to give you an idea. Well, that didn't sound as impressive as I expected it to. But yeah, there's a big hole down there and it's quite a drop. And there seems to be another one right in front of the door here, look. So I have got to be careful. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I will show you in here in a minute. So, Mr. Politician. He started off with all the right intentions. He was well known. He had a lot of side businesses going off in oil, well not oil, in coal and things like that. Fuel, basically. So he made quite a lot of money. He was also apparently skimming off the government budget, which will have probably helped him buy this place. And not only this place, but there's another one not too far from here as well. And this place would have been so grand. Now, I know I'm going to be a bit disappointed showing you, because it is a state, it is a total state, but you need to use your imagination. For a start, you can see how the ceilings used to be, all the detail. Probably should get my torch out now I'm inside. All the detail, and you will see a bit of a theme. So if you look at this guy here, bit of a demon with something covering his bits, a virgin type lady, and there seems to be very much a theme of evil and good, but innocent good. Now, we've all heard the stories recently of the Diddy parties. We also hear about people like Epstein on his island. This place was well known for massive parties where the richest of the rich would come. And unfortunately, the youngest and the most innocent, there's people walking around somewhere, and most innocent would be brought. Daughters would be brought here as favours, so the family would become wealthy and do well. It's terrible. The other thing that's terrible is the fact that now this is starting to look like this. All the grandeur of this one section is turning into this. How horrendous is that? How terrible to think this whole building would have originally looked like that one section of the room. Now, obviously, I've not been in anywhere else, so we might find some other great bits, but from what I can see at the moment, it is one of the most dangerous buildings I've ever been in. Now, I know a lot of you will be looking at this and thinking, oh, this is one of those typical empty buildings with nothing to see. But you know what? I disagree. I think if you look beyond the pointless graffiti and the paint flake, although a lot of people do like paint flake, you can see the original beauty of this place, what it must have looked like. And I always question things as well. Why was the end of this suddenly broken off? Why was a door frame removed or something removed here? And why is there a pit down to the cellar? Now, we will come back to the cellar in a minute because it's part of our story. For me, one of the things that I think of when I'm in these places is, what room was this? Like, is there a purpose? Like, each decoration in here, is it for a reason? Like, that looks like a fan. Was this like the ladies' room? I don't know. I feel like sometimes I do overthink things. Like, was it just a pattern on a wall? Was there no reason to it? But this is a big room, like a really big room. There would have been a big fireplace down the other end. And I don't think there's any sort of sectioning in between looking at because you've got one panelled roof here with all the ladies in cages by the looks of things. More ladies. And then a middle section there that's sort of slightly higher. Unfortunately, most of that's on the floor. And then you've got another raised section there. So I don't think it was 3 separate rooms. I think it was one big room. Look, there seems to be a lot of what you would probably class as, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking this, but like goats, aren't they supposed to be something to do with the devil? Although they've got wings. I've never seen goats with wings before. And then women with odd-shaped boobies. What is happening there now? I know 90% of women have one smaller boob than the other, but that is quite unfortunate. But yeah, you can see what I'm saying. Oh, there's a little face up there, look. See, there's little details that are so easily missed. Why is that there? That's quite an odd place to have it. Because I suppose there could have been more there. Are they on the floor? No, I can't see anything, but this floor does feel a bit weird under my feet. I hope I don't end up in that cellar. Right, we're going to carry on hunting for details. Now, it was a bit of a running joke in the court. I want to say court. It's not like King's Court, but you know what I mean. There's a bit of a running joke within government about the guy that lived here, about him being a bit of a pervert. But to be fair, I reckon probably most of the people in the government at the time, late 1800s, very opulent, no real wars going on at that point. There was for the Brits with like the Boer Wars. I don't think the Italians were involved in anything at that point. So they will have been very rich, loads of money, but the poor will have probably been very poor. And that's when people start taking advantage, and that's exactly what happened. Now, it did pass, when he died in 1906, it passed on to his son, and famously, round here, he was said, I want to carry on in my dad's footsteps. Obviously, he said it in Italian and probably different words, but he very famously said, the show must go on. And that links to something that happened loads later in this place. Now, the room that really was associated with, I say associated with the abuse. It was and it wasn't. This would be the place where they would all come and spend time and probably get the girls drunk and show off to all their friends, and then the party would move upstairs. And the thing is, you think, oh, it's stuff of the time, nothing like that happens now. But then you do think about the people in Hollywood at the moment. You think about the Epstein scandal and stuff like that. It carries on, and it will carry on while ever people have got more money and can take advantage. This is going to happen forever. But this is going to sound awful. This almost seems more romantic version of what's happening today, and it's never going to be like that sort of thing is never going to be romantic. But do you know what I mean? Like them all dressed up in their clothes from the 1800s, and the Italians are quite over the top with what they're wearing, with like that sort of clothes. So to think about how they would have been dressed, the women in big like ball gowns, and the thought of these dirty old men with their money throwing it at the parents in order to take advantage of these young girls. Oh, it creeps me out. It really does. It creeps me out, but I don't know. I can live it in this room. I can feel it. I can feel what it must have been like behind me on these floorboards. This room's nothing like any of the other rooms. They're all tiled floors, but this is like floorboards. So did they have something on top of that? What was it like in here? Who came? Was it kings? Because I think Italy might have had a king then. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, was it royalty? We're not far from places like Monaco? Was it anything to do with like the king or prince of Monaco? Who came here? Now look at these grand doors. What would have been here? There would have been massive grand doors. I have a feeling they might have been glass. Big glass doors. Maybe I'm wrong, but you've got 3 big entranceways there. Massive entranceways. And then round the edges of the room, you see, oh God, there's glass all over the floor. So maybe that is from that. But it also could be from there. We're going to have a look out on that balcony in a minute. But yeah, if you look in the corners of the room, you've got these still as well. Oh, is that pan? You hear that bird? There's a right cute little bird noise then. Yeah, is it Pan playing his pipes? I don't mean pan pipes. I mean pan, I don't know. Or is it just a like little lad? What are they called? I can't think of the word. There's another one there. What's he doing? Bringing a pie by the looks of things. Not quite sure why he's bringing a pie naked. Naked pie delivery boy. But yeah, it's very, very grand. I want to look at all four corners, me. Definitely sometimes think I've got obsessive compulsive because I have to go and have a look at them all. I can't leave one out because I'll be... Do you know what? You know what it stems from? I think what it stems from. Was your mum like this when you were growing up? Because mine was. You'd be eating a plate of peas. Well, you wouldn't. You'd have other stuff on the plate as well, but you'd have peas on there. And one gets left over, or a couple. And my mum used to go, see those peas on the plate? They're missing the friends. They're really lonely. And I used to get really upset. And still today, I will eat every last pea or bean because I think they're going to be lonely. They're going to be really lonely. Now, was that just me? Or was it other people's mums that did it as well? Right, we seem to have a naked lady on this one. What's she doing? Can't quite work out what she's doing. She's got her boobies out. She's got some sort of knocker sticky thing, but I don't really know what she's doing with it. Not sure on that one. Look at that final one over there. And the final one is just a naked dancing girl, or half naked, just with her boobs out. I genuinely think these things were put here for a purpose. I think the designer knew exactly what was going to be going on here and put elements in. Now, you do get stuff like that in a lot of buildings. Don't get me wrong, I'm not sensationalising, but with a lot of stuff that is written about this guy with sort of parties where they were like demon worshipping and things like that, and it just all seems to tie in. And like I said, my imagination is wild. Some of the things I think about are crazy. So I might be well off, but I like to think it regardless. But this place is crazy. It would have been crazy grand at one point. What a shame. Now, I was just a bit confused then. For a start, there's been a fire. There's been a fire in here. And I was a bit confused by that because that's a piece of external building. It's like a piece of stone from the outside. And then I looked up and I realised this is a glass roof above us. A big glass roof that would have let loads of light into the middle of this building. So it would have made sense then to have big glass windows, like I said, big glass doors, like I said, on there, to let that light all the way through. So it would have been such a light and airy building. Don't you think? I'll come back to those in a minute because I just want to go out on this balcony, but something looks weird over there. Right, we're around the back of the building now, on a balcony, and as you can see, there's a big drop. I had to make my way up round the back to get in. But this place, before all these trees grew, would have been able to be seen from the town, which was just down there. And it was the most famous building in the town. Now, a lot of people I don't know if it's just Yorkshire or all over the UK, say, oh yeah, he was lording it up. But it sort of come from the fact that the lords of the land used to put their buildings high up on like hills and stuff to be seen by people, so they know that is where it is. Some of them didn't. Some of them put them in valleys where they couldn't be seen from any angle. Some really tried to hide away, but the ones, you could tell the ones with the big ego stuck them up on the hill. I think there's 6 hectares, no idea what that is, how far that is. 6 hectares of land comes with this building, but you've got a big town down there where I stayed last night, and you will have been, if those trees had gone, you would have been able to see it. Now, I've got to be really careful. Walking along here, it is one of those sort of spooky looking big buildings, this, with the vines and the big arch windows. Very classic Italian, to be fair, but very creepy as well. Now, as I mentioned before, the guy that built this place, he was a sexual deviant, but like I said, a lot of other people were as well. However, he was really well liked by the locals, like really thought of highly. So I'm guessing that's why they probably put up, Jesus Christ, probably put up with him and put up with, well, I don't think they could do much about it, but yeah, he was really liked within the local area. But when he died, his son wasn't as nice. His son was a tyrant. Now, I'm going to try and make my way up these stairs, which doesn't look particularly very easy. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, there's more. Got some gilt work on that one as well. I am gonna try, I don't want to just spend the whole time just showing you ceiling after ceiling, because they're generally the only bits that are left. Although that's pretty cool. That is not pretty cool, but that is pretty cool. But I want to see what's left upstairs, because I have a feeling it is really dangerous up there. And I'm feeling like a bit of danger. I had a horrible day yesterday, and you'll see in the behind the scenes why. It was just disaster after disaster. It was terrible. But I need that adrenaline kick today. I need to get up there and see what there is. Now, before we go upstairs, I noticed those over there. Like, there's one at that side, and I thought it was a winch or something on the top of the door for some reason. But I actually think it's just part of the design, like a wooden carving. Not too sure there. But this is where it gets a bit silly. The marble stairs though, Jesus Christ. There's some right money's worth of stairs. Some very rotten looking wood as well. So how am I gonna do this? Have I got to stand on this bit of wood and then stand on the edge? Oh my Lord. This is not a good idea at all. Right, is it gonna take my weight? Please take my weight. Oh, we go again. Oh, thing is, every time I move, that goes back into position. That's not going to take my weight. I can hear it cracking already. I'm going to have to find a different way. Just give me a minute. Oh my God. That was hard. So I had to stop filming because I had to go onto my hands and feet and sort of crawl up here to redistribute the weight a little bit. But that was a bit freaky. It's not much of a drop like, but what's to say that's not going to drop down again with the weight. But you can see how grand these stairs would have been. Look at that. How beautiful would that have been when it was the full length of this banister and somebody's come and kicked, let me just show you, like the full length, kicked the whole lot off there. And that would have been amazing. They've either kicked it off or they've stolen chunks. Of course, it's probably worth a bit. But yeah, it's all gone. And then you've got another woman's face above the door there. God, I am roasting now. I know it's not much. I know it's like I've just climbed up a couple of steps, but I don't know why when you're exploring it just seems to take it out of you that little bit more because of the nerves, like the adrenaline buzzing. Like, it's okay for now and I'll feel hot, feel extra hot, but then when I get back in the car, I'll just be dead. I'll just be so tired. It just knocks you out. I've brought a bottle of water with me, which is bloody fizzy water, but at least I've got some. Now, I do love the fine details. Like knocking about, it shows the difference in class and how much money they will have spent to get it sorted. But do you know what I love? And it's a weird thing to love. When I see things like this, now you can see that's a slight arch and it's like 19th century bricks. And yes, it is 19th century from the 1800s. A lot of people get that mixed up thinking it's the 1900s, but no, 19th century is the 1800s. But you can see like an archway that went round, and that will have been to add support for this massive window that's above with a little balcony out on it. You would have never been able to get on that balcony. It's just there for show. And it's one of the only windows I've seen with glass in it, to be fair. And then continued up to the beautiful ceiling. It would have looked amazing up here. But like I said, yeah, they're the beautiful bits. That's the bits you need to keep the beautiful bits in place. And the builders of that sort of era knew that, and they knew like how to build good buildings. Whereas we don't seem to be able to do that anymore. We've lost that. We just throw up a building in a week and it's just made of breeze blocks and then a layer of bricks on the outside to make it look like it's a brick building. I hate it. I wish I'd got that on camera. There's just been a massive roll of thunder. Yesterday on my way here, I got a red warning on my phone pop up saying that there was going to be thunderstorms, red warning for thunderstorms, which worried me a bit, and then I didn't hear a single bit of thunder at all. I've just noticed this. I know it seems like nothing, but look at that rope coming down. It will have, and it's proper like, I don't know what it's made out of, but it's like really smooth, isn't it? And that will have been for a light fitting that would have gone on there. But I don't think it would have been an oh, I'm saying that. No, there's an electric wire that sticks out the bottom of it. So there would have been an electric light fitting that came down there for mid-1800s. That is money. That is big money. So anyway, let's keep going. Let's move back to the story of this place. So I was telling you, his son was a tyrant. He was hated. Everybody in the village or town hated him. And he was eventually hounded out of town because he carried on the parties. But there was the First World War that had been rumbling on. Then the Second World War was on its way. People were starting to get tired of the upper classes, and he was hounded and had to leave the village. But that was after he'd been known to tie people up and leave them in the cellar. I told you I'd come back to the cellar. They were tied for days and days down there. He was known to flog the girls. So whereas before the parents had come and said, look, help us out, we'll give you our daughter for one of these parties, he would literally just take the girls, beat them, and then tie them up, leave them for days, and then let them go. I'm surprised nobody died, but I can't find anything to say that, so I'm not going to go, oh yeah, 16 girls died. I don't know if that happened or not. But yeah, there is stuff to say that he beat the girls and he was hounded out of town. Now, looking out here, this is looking very worrying indeed. Oh my Lord. That is one freaky, dangerous looking corridor. We're talking about dangerous. Let's go out onto this balcony, shall we? Oh my God. This is awful. How has it been damaged this much? Oh, look at this though. What a wonderful building this is. Look at the doors. I love this stone. It's like brick. It's like the same stuff that makes brick, but better somehow. Yeah, look at that. I love the colour of that. It looks so good. I love it. And then some more little faces up there. I bet we don't get upstairs any further. Look, a guy there. And then two further down. But this is insanely ridiculous. Oh, that's round where we were at the front, look. When we first came in. But what a beautiful building. What a shame. It's going to be gone forever. Right, on this floor. Oh my God. I'm not going in that room. I was about to say this floor looks horrendous. And then I was about to walk on it. But yeah, look, that's a pretty room. This would have been a bedroom because it's got wardrobes and stuff still in here. I really want to have a look, but it looks good as well. But I just daren't walk on here. Oh my God, Matt, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? There's like shelves in that corner. I can't get round to it to look, but that's pretty. That's definitely pretty, but this will have been one of the rooms. The bed will have gone there, look. And then the shelves at either side, but this will have been one of the rooms where it happened. Now, moving on to later history. So, move to the Second World War. Obviously, Italy was a big part of the Second World War. Pairing up with Germany, and they were a powerhouse at one point. However, that started to go downhill. But this was used as one of the generals' meeting places in the 1930s for the Second World War. It was commandeered by the military and used. So all these buildings will have been used by officers and generals or whatever the equivalent was in Italy. And I probably think the same sort of things continued to happen in this place. It probably got a bit of a reputation. All the high up people will have brought the locals in for a quickie, for favours and stuff like that. So this building is just dirty. And I don't just mean as it is now, I mean it dirty, smutty, dirty. So yeah, the history continues with this place. I love it. I love knowing stuff about a place, and I love being invested in it. If it's just an empty building, I could have gone, oh, look at these ceilings, look at this. But I needed to come in to tell you more history, and it carries on. There's so much more. There is so much more. Now, I am a little bit concerned about this corridor. Not so much about the corridor, but where it leads. Oh, is that glass roof? Wait a minute. Oh yeah, because we were around this side a minute ago. Oh, look at the floor. Mosaic floor. It just shows. If you looked at the floor there, you wouldn't know. But then if you looked here. But yeah, look. Hey up, that's not right. That can't be right. Oh my Lord. Oh my God. No, Matt, what are you doing? That floor there just falls straight down. I'm confused. That's the glass roof there. This bit that we were about to walk sort of over. But that isn't. That's an odd roof. Why is that like that? That's for that main ballroom. There's even a pipe coming out of the top of it there, look. Wait a minute, look. What is this? What is this all about? Sort of doesn't make much sense really, but yeah, that's the glass corridor roof there. And all the stuff has fallen. Oh, gotta be careful. I'll go to this doorway. Should be all right in the doorway. But yeah, you can see another amazing outdoor bit, but that is really odd. And there's doors at that side leading out to it. Really weird. I don't get that bit at all. So, next up, the next people to come here were the Americans. And apparently, this was known as the American Party Central. Literally every American that came, and obviously it was towards the end of the war, tried to take over Italy, eventually did, and then this was their base. So the Americans were here, and apparently they had wild all-night parties here. Crazy parties, living it up, thinking, yes, we're winning the war, drinking wine. Probably once again, the local girls were getting a proper banging. And it just continued and continued until this place turned into the, you won't get, this bit doesn't go in my head right. It doesn't make sense. It was the base for a circus. A circus. Now, before we go any further about the circus, I'll continue about the other bit. I just want to show you this room though. What an odd room. Once again, I need to be careful. Was that thunder or was that the floor making that noise? You've got really strange oval bit at the top of there, and it goes to an oval there as well with a fire at this end. It's a really odd room. I don't understand what this room would be. It might have just been a bedroom, but very, very odd room. But the Italians, before they gave this place up to the Americans, when they surrendered, the general in charge, or whoever he was, wanted to put up a fight. They wanted to go and take on the Americans, and they went down in... Now, I don't get this. Apparently they went down in a Mickey Mouse. I don't know what that means. I've tried to find out what that means, but they went down in a Mickey Mouse, which I'm guessing is some sort of car, all ready with the troops behind them to take on the Americans. They got down, they saw the Americans, and all of a sudden, there was 2 white flags being waved. So he literally shit his pants and thought, I am not taking on these Americans. I do not want to die today. And the Americans looked after him. None of them were killed at that point. I'm not saying they weren't later on, because a lot of them went to trials and stuff. But no, that's thunder. And a woman. But yeah, it's thunder rolling round the valley. But yeah, so they just gave up. A bit like the French, they just went, nah, fuck this. Right, there's a rather mad Italian woman out there. I've got to be careful of this floor. But every time the rain gets stronger, she seems to start singing louder. I don't even know where she is. She's over there somewhere, but there's no houses or anything over there. We are miles from anything. Well, we're a distance from anything. But somewhere in those trees, there is a mad... Listen. She stopped again now. She's just singing. And like I said, there's nothing... You have to go down this track for quite a long way to get to anywhere. So I have no idea what she's doing. I've not heard any other voices. So she's either by herself and singing and talking to herself, or there's somebody there and they're just not talking back. But very weird. Very, very strange. Alright, before we get back onto the circus, where we were just about to walk then, past this bit with the mosaic, over there in that field, apparently there was 500 American Jeeps parked up over there. So no wonder they decided they weren't going to take them on. It's worrying me a bit because it's starting to rain quite a bit now. And these places don't do well when it starts to rain. But yeah, they lined them all up. And the boogie-woogie, oh God, I'm doing it again walking on this floor. The boogie-woogie could be heard across the valley from this place. Now, I am no music expert, but the boogie-woogie sounds cool. Anyway, then somebody called the Red Baron came. Now, my first thought when I read the Red Baron was Wilfred von Richthofen, who was a World War I German pilot. But I don't think it was him. But if it was, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, he came and lived here, and he was part of the circus. And I'm guessing Richthofen probably died in the war. I don't know. I'll have to have a look that fact up, but it does say the Red Baron. No, I've just had a look, and it's a guy called Giovanni Palvieri who came. And he was part of a massive circus family, very, very famous circus family, the Palvieris apparently. And he set up camp here. Now, during the war, all the circus tents were lost for one reason or another. And they ended up doing circus tricks in the squares of all the towns. Now, he was local to this place, and his wife was really well known here. And he was known for taking his troupe from this building down to the square in, I can't remember, something called, it's like Novi. I can't remember the name of the town. It's something Novi. And he took his troupe down there on a regular basis. After touring the country, he finished up here. And he used to go up on 50-foot bamboo canes and walk round on them, climb up them and then have them on his feet. It just sounds a little bit insane, something I'd probably do. Now, his wife was called Mafalda, which is quite an odd name. Not a name I've ever heard before. Oh, look. Big circular room, this one. This is good, isn't it? I wonder what this room was for then. And what's that big triangle? Why is there a triangle in the corner? Oh, look at the floor. I think I'm safe on this floor, to be fair. Yeah, look at this. Oh, this is a sound room. This is one of those sound rooms like we went in England. It proper echoes. I bet this was the music room at one point. Oh, so good. Anyway, him and his wife, Mafalda, they performed. And he was famous for doing a world first of doing a trapeze, like doing the trapeze from swing to swing, from the base of a plane, flying across from one side to another on a plane in the sky. What is that all about? Absolute nutcase of a man, but how talented. And that was in 1947, so 2 years after the war finished. And it was said that he cheered up the nation. People were desperately down after the war, after losing the war. And he was part to do with bringing the people back up again. Right, it's safe to say I am not going up there. Not a chance. I am tempted, but I don't... Oh God, this floor that I'm on now feels bad enough. But I am tempted to go and have a look, but I'm not. I'm on my own, I can't be doing that. And the rain is bucketing down like it was yesterday now. So I better get out of this little bit and move back to a safer spot. Now, Giovanni Palmieri, who once walked this exact hall that I'm walking through now, his life was cut short in 1949. And it's in Italian, and translating it, it doesn't come across very well. But basically, it said that the motorcycle, the wire that was pulling the motorcycle that he was jumping on, snapped, and he fell to his death, 20 meters to his death, and then his whole family left. There is some good floors, and see, look at this. Oh, in fact, it changes design there, look. Oh, it's so good. What a shame. And the people that have pushed the edges off this, it's just horrible. Oh, I've got to go back down there, haven't I? Is there no more stairs to get down? You'd think there'd be another way of getting down from up here. But I literally haven't seen... Oh, I've not been in here. Look at this. Oh, my God. I just almost stepped in that. I wasn't even looking. Oh, look at the bath. Oh, God, this is horrible. This floor feels creaky. Look at that bath. Oh, no. Matt, get out of here. I just want to show you, I want to go over to that bath because I want to see what it's made out of. But that floor just, I felt, I need to get off here a minute. You know that, like, almost vertigo feeling where you feel like that? I felt like that, but it wasn't me, it was the floor. I felt like I was gone then. I literally felt like I was gone. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused. There is another floor above this. Look, there's designs on all of these. And a massive poo. A huge, but I need one to be fair. How do we get onto the floor above this? Because I have not seen any stairs. There's got to be somewhere. But where? Maybe you can only access it from the other side. Or have we not been... We've been everywhere. I don't get it. It's getting very dark all of a sudden. It's because the rain's come in. So 11 years after the Palmieri family left, they came back. This place had been left empty for 11 years, and they came back to retake their throne. And they set up with tents over in that field where all the cars were. There was tents with all circus animals, elephants, giraffes, everything you can think of. They had it out in there. Can you imagine giraffes walking around here? It's crazy. And then one day in 1960, absolute havoc broke out because two of the camels legged it, and they legged it down to the town, and there was car crashes and everything. It's so good. And round about 5 years later, they left again. Right, it was one thing getting up here because you're putting your weight forwards, uphill, but getting back down here is a whole different story. That is going to be horrible because it's wet as well now, the wood at the top, look. Oh my Lord. I don't think I can film it. I am sorry. I would always try and show you, but I value my life. I don't want to fall down there and break a leg. I don't know if you can hear that, but a massive crack of thunder has just rolled above us. Yeah, you might have just got the back end of it, but it was loud. It was really loud. Right, because we're up this end of the building, I did notice there are some stairs down here. Oh, I've not noticed this bit. This must have been the kitchen or the sex kitchen. Or the sex kitten. What's with all the words making sense? You should kiss now. I would, but there's nobody here. Yeah, the rain is, I'm hoping the rain's gone by the time I get out of here. I don't want another night of being absolutely wet through. Because it was bad yesterday. I was in a terrible mood, and that's why I didn't end up filming anything. I just needed to go home. Well, go back to a hotel room and chill out. Now I'm guessing this takes us down to a cellar. Now when I did walk up that hill behind, there was 2 cellars. I know that sounds weird. There was this on this level, which is just like a normal floor, like a subterranean ground floor. However, I know there's rooms below this, so I don't know if we can get any further down. It's really strange. There's a message on the wall in here. I swear to God, they knew I was coming. I swear it can't be for anyone else. It's definitely for me. What is that all about? Why is the graffiti all in English? Doesn't make sense. But yeah, down below here. Jesus, I'm glad. Oh, I've got to go back down that hill though. Down below here is another level. I don't mean a dodgy 90s band. I mean, there's a further bit of the cellar, but I don't know if you can access it from inside, and I don't really fancy going outside to get to it. Now, somewhere around here is where I came in, I think. Is it? Originally. And then I went back out and went round the front. But, oh look, even it's quite grand down here, look. With the ceilings and everything. Maybe these were the sex dungeons. Maybe this is where people got tied up, rather than the actual cellar. It's all very spooky and freaky down here. But even down in the cellar, look, there's water dripping through from above. Oh, look. Look in here. Oh, my Lord. Wow. So I wonder what era these are from. Oh, just a minute. Spinoglio. Just give me 2 seconds. I knew it. I knew I recognised that name. So the next people to take over were the Spinoglio family. So I'm guessing they were winemakers. Now, over the back of here, beyond the field that we were looking at where the Jeeps were parked, is vineyards. So I wonder if they're a relatively famous wine merchant or something. I knew it. So they were like from the 70s onwards. So that makes sense. These bottles look maybe like 70s looking at them. They're not, I don't think are they cork? Oh, they might be cork. Anyway, look at all of these. So the Spinolio family were famous for their wines, clearly, because to be fair, I don't know that's true. I don't know that's true. The only thing that's made me think it is that it says Spinolio on it, which makes me think that it's from here and they produced it. Oh, look at that one. That's like a special bottle from 1960 something. That's quite cool. The old writing on that's good. I'd like to know what was in that. Well, obviously wine, but yeah, look at the amount of them in here as well. There are loads and loads, and I'm surprised with kids graffitiing and stuff. They've not smashed all of these up. Like literally just sat throwing them out the window and stuff, but there's loads. I've not been down this bit at all. Like I said, I stuck my head in one part of it. What's in here? Is this like there's glass all over the floor? Yeah, this is like the old boiler room by the looks of things. Yeah. The old... Well, I'm guessing it's been renewed to air fresisi. I don't know what that is. Is it? Is it a boiler? Yeah, I suppose it will be. Anyway, I'm sorry about the floor. We continue and have a look further up. Some weird little rooms there. Like this has got curtains in it. Why do you need curtains in a cellar? That makes no sense at all. Like there is a window. There, look. Oh no, we're going to have all the mud flood people, aren't we? Saying, oh yes, the mud flood, that definitely happened. And that's why there's curtains, because it used to be outside. I honestly think the mud flood people are the worst ones. They're worse than the flat earthers. Flat earthers are mildly annoying. The mud flood people are just like, send me documents and stuff saying, these are the facts. This is what happened. What is happening there? Why is there a rope that goes around the room? There's a rope that runs all the way around the edge of the room there. I don't know if it's just ornamental or what, but it's mental. Now that definitely looks like 70s. Going off through here. Now, I want to know how you get to behind there, because there's definitely a corridor behind there. But how you get to it? Oh, it's all a bit creepy in here. I'm not going to lie. It's massive down here. But yeah, once again, there's like carpets on the walls. It's very, very echoey in here. Where do we get to in here? Is this going to take us to the bit? That's like a fecking altar. No way. That's like an altar. It's probably a fire because it's got that there. And there's some logs there, but I think that's probably been put there later. But that's what it, honestly, that's what it looks like. It's like some sort of ritualistic room in here. Very freaky. The feeling is off in here. I don't know whether it's just because it's echoey in here, but something just doesn't feel right about this room anyway. So that's probably why that seems even worse. But once again, why would you need a big roaring fire in this little echoey, weird room? I've just noticed as well the old 1800s decorations in here. So it wasn't just used as a pokey cellar. It definitely was used as something else. But I thought I heard someone coming then. What is this? They're like bloody massive lollipop sticks stuck all around there. What a weird room that is. Really weird. Really freaks me out to think what things actually did go off down here, because we know the stories, but we don't know the full extent of what happened, who was here, and oh, it's freaky, innit? Right, like I was saying with that window there, there's also one here, and it just seems a bit odd. You're not going to be able to see, but there's a passageway behind there. It's outside. There's some sort of drop hole there with bars on it, and then a little passageway that runs down the middle. So I'm gonna have to find that on the outside in a bit, because that's all a bit odd. Why is that there? Why was there a door there as well that's been sealed up, look? All very weird. Anyway, let's keep looking around down here. I've enjoyed it down here so far. Actually, you can't, there's no way through in here, is there? No. Thought you might be able to get through there. Although it looks like you might have been able to at one point. Right, I know I was going outside. I've come back into this ritual, this room that they did dodgy stuff in by the looks of things, because I wanted to take some photographs, because I always forget. So I thought I'll come back and I'll get some. But then I noticed, like, the whole room, flat wall, apart from the door. But this bit is recessed for a reason, one reason or another. I thought, oh, maybe they kept something in there, until I came up to it. That's a false wall. Why is there a false wall there? What was behind that? Because you can't get to it this way. Because this looks like it's been, that's, oh my God. That's a hollow wall as well. What is behind there? Freaking me out, this place. Now, maybe it's because I know the history and I know what's gone off, but it doesn't feel right now in here. Right, so this is where I came in earlier on. Right, it's the freak, like, if you stand out here and we get soaked, like, but it's the freakiest entrance ever. Really is. Ooh, I've not seen this bit before. I didn't notice this bit. And we're nowhere near where that tunnel was. But I do feel like, why is that there like that? Why is that blocking it up like a jail? That is weird. That's outside of the building, look. Why have they sealed that up? That does look like those old tunnels we were looking at. I'd not noticed this bit. But yeah, this is where I originally came in and then changed my mind and went up those stairs over there, around the front. But there's more bottles on here. These haven't got labels on there, so I'm guessing these were ready to be bottled up. However, and we need to look at more bits down here, to be honest, but however, as I travelled further and further down this corridor, like, that's where we've just come from. Oh, there's a big, massive open area there. Oh, big old kitchen, look, with the big, I'm gonna say sink, it's more like a bath, and then the cooker hood and everything. So the servants probably would have brought the food up from down here, but there's a lot more sealed up doors. Look, where doors definitely were, and they've been double sealed up for some reason. I don't understand that either. What? Why? There's another one up here. Another one there. And also, this guy is telling me I also need to go down there in a minute. Now, I bet you're thinking, you said earlier on this links to my life, my lifetime somehow, this building, and it does. So, this building had bids placed on it by Dodi Fayed in 1997. Was it 97? Yeah, 1997, the year that him and Diana died. Apparently, they'd been in Italy, and I'm pretty sure I remember photos of her and him on a boat in Italy just before she died. And apparently they'd been here and they placed bids on sealed bids on this place, because it was like a sealed bid auction, and they were about to buy the place. So Dodi Fayed and Princess Diana would have been living here if they'd not died, or they would have lived here at some point. How crazy is that? So Diana, Princess of Wales, has walked around this building. Mad. Right, this cellar just goes on and on and on. I'm hoping this is going to take me down that tunnel. It looks like it should be in the right place. What's that bit? Like a window frame. Oh God, I'm falling. Oh, what is in here? Oh, is this more? That's the heating system, isn't it? Quite new heating system. It is, look, I think this is that tunnel. But what was the purpose for this? Was this servants' tunnels, do we think, originally? Because look at this. Oh, we're outside here, look. We're actually outside of the building. So, mud flood people, you're going to go on about it again, aren't you? Oh, I told you, it is outside. But yeah, these are those tunnels around the outside of the building that I don't really know what they would have used them for. And I'm guessing it's going to link back to that big grill that we came up against a minute ago. Oh, it's freaky in here. This is like something out of a, what do you call it, an asylum. Maybe this is how they transported the girls in here. How they brought them in through the back passages. You know what I mean? They brought them in through the back passages so nobody saw who was coming in and leaving. But I was correct. We can't get out that way. So back the way we've just come. Right, I'm inside and I'm getting soaked. But I've just walked the full length of the tunnel. Right to the opposite end. Back from, what is that? Back from where I came, and look where I've come to now. So at the opposite end of the tunnel, we've got more big gates. But you can't actually get through here. I don't know where it goes that way. And there's another tunnel that runs that way. However, oh my God. Oh, fucking hell. This is so spooky. I've got thunder rolling above me. And I'm inside this place. Now, what I was going to say was, before the thunder rudely interrupted me, I've got my back to the outside wall of this place. And that tunnel runs that way. So where the hell does that tunnel go? Because it goes away from the building. I can't see around that corner, and I definitely can't see around that one. So where does that tunnel go? That takes you away from the building altogether in the wrong direction. So why have they put that there? Is it a secret way out, a secret way in? Oh, I love it. I love stuff like this. Also, there's windows on this bit of the tunnel. They're like massive garage doors, but there's a huge drop at that side, so I don't understand why. And there's rooms all the way along here, which we've not been in yet. So I'm not even sure how we get to those. Right, the thunder is getting worse. This is the creepiest place I've ever been because of that thunder and lightning going, the rain coming down in the forest. Oh, it's awful. It's so bad. But yeah, I think I found my way to where those big garage doors are. Yeah, they're here, look. Now there must have been a way of getting vehicles. I'm not going outside, I'll tell you that much. There must have been a way of getting vehicles up this side of the building. And it smells of oil in here. Big tank there. I'm guessing it was for oil or something. Now I was hoping I would get up here and there would be a way to get to that little tunnel bit that we've just been looking at, and there is not. We are at the end of the building. But what's in here? Loads more wine. There's even bottles of wine with wine in it, if that makes sense. There's 3 bottles there that are unopened. But look at that rain out there. It is absolutely hammering down out there. Right, this guy says I need to go down here, and then I think we're about done. I am worried. Can you tell one of my knees is still not quite right? I know what it is now. It's a split meniscus, and it's getting better. Definitely better than it was, because I could hardly walk before. But it is. It's like metal doors down here. Oh my lord. think they need any more wine? That's ridiculous. The amount of wine they've got in this place is crazy. I wonder when this is from. I'm reckoning the 60s. But we might not be able to find... Oh, it's falling to pieces in my hands. Oh, in fact... Oh, it says something about 1965 on it there. You'll not be able to see it very well. 1965. Oh, and that's from 1969. So they must have moved in the late 60s, the wine people, because the other ones left in the early 60s. Right, let's have a look in here. What's with all these big metal doors? They're like, almost like blast doors. I don't know what that is. Also, it's very strange, this place. There's something weird about it. I feel like I'm going to get locked in these rooms and I don't like it very much. Oh, how many boilers and stuff do they need? Now, I'm pretty sure there's more rooms down here because I saw a massive open windowy bit on one side of the building and we haven't seen that yet. So, I don't know how you get to that. Because they're literally the only two rooms you can get to down here. So, once again, hidden rooms. Right, I'm not going to lie, I am not looking forward to walking back from this place. It's about a mile back to my car. And if this continues, I'll be absolutely soaked by the time I get there. But yeah, there is definitely more rooms underneath me here. But I am not going outside to try and find them. It's weird, there's weird things. I know this is only something small, but what's this hook thing for here? It's almost like there was either a sign attached or... Do you know what it makes me think of? You know when you have railways? Weird hooks hanging up there. You have railway lines and you have... like they pick the mail up off hooks like that. That's what it makes me think of. There's coat hangers in here as well. Look at this. Coat hangers, and they're not even normal coat hangers. They're like sharp. So I wonder if this was for meat in here. Because you won't put your coat, like there's only Peter Crouch and some basketball players could get up there, to be fair. So, and there seems to be things where stuff was hung down here. So I wonder if all the meat was kept in here. And they used to put like a brace of hare or pheasant or something like that on those hooks. Or the girls, the children, put them on a hook and then give them a good telling off for being somewhere they weren't supposed to be. Anyway, come on. Okay, hell, man. I am not alright. Oh, I feel sick. I just took a right tumble. I was filming something that was going to be for a TikTok for Halloween, and it involved me filming those creepy gates, like backing off from them and then running down this corridor. The only problem is I didn't notice the massive log on the floor and I just went flying. I just flew across the floor. Oh my God. So I started off there and I turned and I ran. You'll be able to see it in the behind the scenes video. But I ran and I kicked that and I went absolutely flying. Absolutely flying. My arms and my hands, there's bits of glass all over this floor as well. You can see sort of the skid marks and then my butt cheeks where I landed. Oh, my ribs. Oh, I don't know if I've hurt a rib. Oh, God. And those big, jaggedy pieces of glass all over the floor. I am very lucky. Very, very lucky. All right, for me, that's me done. I'm getting out of here. I'm in pain. Like, you know, when you first do something, you're like thinking to yourself, are you okay? Are you all right? And I felt fine. But the longer I stop, the more my ribs are hurting. And this leg and this arm, I like went on one side. But that's what you get for being an idiot trying to bloody do TikToks. Right, thank you for watching. I'm okay. Don't panic. I'm not dead. I could have been, but I'm not. So I love you all. I'll see you soon, and I'm gonna go and get cleaned up.